Satan's house. Hail
Satan.
Nick.
Hey guys, before we get started, I have to announce that there is a David Lynch tribute show happening tonight
A David
at the
Lynch
Lodge Room. That's Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday night.
A tribute to
David Lynch.
and
Yeah,
a
he's
musical tribute. Steve will be singing Go ahead.
I'll be singing "In Dreams" by Roy Orbison.
Do you want to give us a little taste?
In dreams, you're mine.
And I'll be there selling shirts.
Oh, that's a shirt.
yeah,
There's a shirt.
Is that which one was that? That was Lost Highway,
that
which is
which one
great,
was that?
awesome, great film.
And a Blue Velvet.
And Blue Velvet.
Blue Velvet.
Great film. That's where the "In Dreams" part
Wow.
song comes from.
Wow,
in that
wow,
movie.
wow.
This week, we're
28
talking about
years
28
later,
years later, the
Bone
Bone Temple.
Church.
And
And-
we decided to all wear gray sweaters.
This was an accident.
Gray hoodies.
Truly just
Yeah.
a happy accident,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Yeah.
I walked in the door, and
It's crazy.
these two went,
No, I said, what happened?
Well, I walked in first. I showed up first. I beat Ben.
Yeah.
And I walked in, and then I was wearing my gray hoodie, obviously. And then
Yeah.
Dylan comes through the hallway, and
I made a
he-
big thing out of it. I went,
And we go,
on."
fuck, come on, man. And then we go, maybe Ben will be wearing a gray.
And then I said, I bet you Ben's going to be wearing it. I had my back to the door, and then I heard him come in, and everyone screamed.
yep. And we all screamed, and Ben was in fact wearing this gray sweatshirt.
and it took me a sec. I was like, oh, is this a bit where everybody's going, Ben's here? And then I saw
No,
the gray
we were
hoodies.
not excited.
And then I saw the gray hoodies, and I was like, wow, it's gray hoodies.
yeah.
So we're talking about 28.
Bone Temple.
Oh, we talking about the Rip It All either?
Yeah, we are. I watched it. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're double featuring. It's a double feature.
Yeah, well, we can do Rip Talk right up front just to like.
You want to talk about
You
the
look
Rip?
cozy, dude. You look cozy as hell.
Thanks, man.
Did you guys watch anything else this week? And what else did you watch?
Well,
this
that's
week?
what we're gonna do, Steve. That's how we start the show, after all.
Yeah.
Dylan, what did you watch this week?
Oh
Dylan?
my God! It's usually Steve first. I thought I had a second.
Steve, what did you
no,
watch?
No,
this
I
week?
watched I watched the making of Stranger Things, the final season.
Oh, yeah, I did
I
see.
just turned on
I
that
did see that you
documentary
watched
and I
that.
just couldn't stop watching it.
Wow.
And it's kind of fascinating.
I've
Those guys constantly seem so stressed out.
Who, the Duffer Boys?
Yeah, and they don't have shit written. They're like, one of them says, I haven't even read episode 8 yet. I don't want to be starting with it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? They
I'm
had
Donnie
years.
Duffer, and this is my brother David Duffer. We're the Duffer brothers.
Ronnie and Donnie Duffer.
And then you see what's his name? Fuck.
David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard.
No, come on. Is it Sean Levy, the director?
Oh, Sean,
of Deadpool?
Levy.
Yeah, director of Deadpool, Wolverine, Night at the Museum, and Big Fat Liar.
And he directed, I think, like the first episode of Stranger Things. He's like a producer or something, and he's directed some episodes.
He's directed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And then he comes in. He's actually talking to the crew. He's actually bouncing around, and I'm like, I never thought I'd be relieved to watch Sean Levy direct. They were stressing me out.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, they were just kind of like, let's finish this. God,
I saw that. I saw some. I'm taking a bin approach here with this. I saw some. They were getting some heat online because there were some shots of their ChatGPT, their laptops open, and they had ChatGPT things on.
So what? They could have been looking up anything.
What do you think they were looking up?
They were in their
So
writing
they could have been
writers
looking
meeting.
up
They were in the
I was
writers
in a
room
writing
now.
meeting, so there was like they were writing.
And
they
then
were
people were
ChatGPT.
using that moment with Maya Hawke. There's like people think proof where she goes, not only are we this, but we're that too. You know, like the typical.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I'm not accusing them of that. It was just kind of funny to
I don't
watch.
care. I'm accusing them.
It was interesting to watch them do it.
So what else did you watch?
What else I watched was I've been playing Silent Hill 2 remake, and it's so scary. I want to
nice.
fucking freak out. I'm gonna freak out. I'm in the prison. It's so scary. I want to freak out every day. I'm gonna throw up. I'm sick.
Does our friend Brandon still listen to the show?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, Brandon. I watched.
Why do you address that?
Because I haven't thought about it in a while. And I
But
remember the
what
first-
about Silent Hill made you think about it?
I don't know. It
He's
just
psychic,
popped into
dude.
my head.
That's crazy.
Brandon played that.
I have been watching. I just finished before coming over tonight the first season of The Pit.
Nice.
I tried last year or 2 years ago, whenever it first came out, and I made it 20 minutes into the pilot, and then I just got queasy and lightheaded and was like, I can't fucking do this. I guess I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah.
And I don't get like vomity at all. I just get.
Is it that like visually?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly.
You see surgery? You see a lot of surgery?
Yeah, you see stuff.
I will tell you exactly what gets me and why. And it relates to the Bone Temple.
I know, I'm sure. I know we're going to talk
The
about that.
first
yeah.
scene in the Bone Temple
No, I know we'll talk
is
about
my
it.
big weakness. So spoilers, by the way. Spoilers.
Yeah. Jesus
I
Christ.
can't handle any kind of vascular anything.
You're going to make me weak right now.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I think it's
that
one specifically
that's pretty common. When
yeah.
I was watching it, I mean, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but
No,
yeah.
we'll come back. But
that much bloodletting is like
so gross.
when an artery gets hit like that, and it just
Yeah.
like so much blood is getting lost. It does,
and it lasted
you do, like,
so long in that
you
fucking
can feel
scene.
it. You can feel it.
I'm going
and
to fucking pass out.
your stomach. Yeah, you
and
start to get
I had to close my. I don't know why I didn't just close my eyes. I pulled my hoodie up to my head, and then I was plugging my ears because you could hear the splatting and the gushing, and it just kept going on. I was like, "End this fucking scene!" And I just had to be like, "La la 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 la." I took out. I had a toothpick in my pocket.
Okay,
I was
what
like,
about The Pit?
gnawing on- The Pit. The Pit is very good.
But I'm saying, was there what in The Pit?
Oh,
I feel like
oh.
there's a part in The
There-
Pit that
there
made
are
you
a couple-
feel that same way.
So my big, like 10 years ago, I had I was using this Gold Bond powder on my groin area, and it was giving me this rash. And before we knew that it was the Gold Bond powder causing it, my dermatologist was like, "Here, use this. It's steroidal though, so use it sparingly because it'll thin your skin." And I didn't think anything of it until years later. I'm looking at my inner thigh, and I've got like stretch marks, and it's the skin is thin there, and I'm like,
This feels like Silent Hill.
and it grosses me out. I'm like, ew, my skin is thin right there. Gross. And then learning that like when they do angiogram shit, or like if you have like a heart attack, which I'm deadly afraid of, they like will sometimes do shit through your your leg vein.
Explain angiogram for the
It's
audience.
an angiogram is when they
I
usually
know,
they do
but
it through
the
your
audience
wrist
might not
actually,
know.
but
Yeah.
they stick a tube through your body. I don't even want to use the right words.
For
to
what?
to go look into your heart.
I
and
see,
look
okay.
in your arteries.
Got it.
But sometimes if you're like, and anyway, there was a case in The Pit where they're like, "You're having a heart attack, sir," and he's like, "Oh shit," and they're like, "So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stick a fucking thing up your leg," and I'm like, God, if that were me, I'd fucking die. I would just be like, "No, dude, God, fuck, anything but." And it makes me feel ill, so I had to turn it off a couple times. I powered through. I just turned it off when I was
Are
feeling.
you
that
enjoying
way.
it?
Yeah. Otherwise, it's great, and
Yeah.
so, most of it I can surprisingly handle. Sometimes I'm like, okay, this is too much. There's
this-
a birthing scene which went on for way too long.
Yeah, that
I'm
scene
not
was
this
good.
kind of person, but
Yeah.
is there any kind of like up front in front of the pit, like this show contains graphic?
None.
No, I don't think there is.
They used to do that
When I saw the Bone Temple, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not prepared for this at all, and I'm never like that. I
That's
was like,
funny.
it was so gnarly that it was extreme. It was very,
That's
very
funny.
extreme to me.
Yeah.
There should be a warning.
Anyway, that's what I watched. I watched The Pit. There's some great acting in it. There's some really cheesy cornball stuff in it. Sometimes, some
That's
lines
kind of
I'm
why I
like,
love it.
give me
It's
a
kind of
break.
lovable. It's got the for people who have watched The Pit or who haven't. It's got like an after school special feel to it. Sometimes you know what I mean, where they're
He's
like
sick
teaching
now.
lessons.
He talked himself sick.
Yeah,
No,
the pit.
what I had to
tough.
end up doing is like in my mind, that procedure is an inevitability for me. I'm like, oh great, yeah, that's going to happen to
Bro,
me.
be here
But I
now.
had to remind myself, like, no, that's not going to happen to you. It doesn't happen to everybody. You could you look at your uncles, even though heart stuff runs in my family, it's like your uncles are fine. They don't have to get that shit. They're not going to be
Brother.
fucking getting that. What the fuck ever.
Meanwhile, you're sitting on a couch next to a dog. Be here now.
Yeah. Also,
Stop
you know,
it.
I used to,
Cut it
I
out.
was freaking myself out getting LASIK, and then when I finally did it, I was like, oh, that was nothing. I remember freaking myself out with my wisdom teeth, and when that happened, I was like, oh, that was nothing.
But your eyes changed colors after you.
So sure enough, I'm sure that if I ever did, I'd be like, oh, that was one big nothing. I've
right.
got nothing to fear.
Shut
now.
up.
Okay, yeah, sorry. And then what else did I watch? I think
This is crazy.
I think that
This
was
is the
oh,
most I don't know. Like
I get.
what am I
I
trying to say?
don't.
What's the word? I'm looking
Neurotic?
for? Yeah, neurotic. I've ever seen
yeah.
you be. Yeah, yeah.
And that's all that I watched. So that's all.
Okay. Sounds like you mostly watched the inside of your fearful thoughts.
Yeah.
What did you make? What did you guys make? You
What did I
fucking
make?
consumers.
I didn't make very much.
You should.
I bought a drill and a
made
level,
dinner.
and I
That's good.
I did a lot of meal prepping.
Okay.
I
So I'm gonna
ate
start
very,
asking
very
what you
healthy.
make.
I
as
made
well.
steak.
There
I
you go.
wrote.
Hard
I
kid.
wrote on Substack. I wrote on
made
Substack.
steak.
There you go. You wrote on
Substack.
Substack.
Cool.
Nice.
Substack?
I was hounding this guy to make us an Instagram page. And,
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Oh, that was a wild group chat.
Yeah.
There's about 40 messages.
Well, here's the
and
thing.
Steve
Here's-
is-
We need you guys to follow us on TikTok. All
Here's
right,
the
we
problem.
need to get motivated. We need to get the ball rolling here because we don't promote this show at all, and we're trying to.
We need to grow the followers. Now,
need to
here's the
grow
thing.
it.
I know I need to start the Instagram, but the problem is
You don't want to.
I don't want to, and I'm trying to be off Instagram as much as humanly possible.
I understand that.
It's not about scrolling. It's just about making some.
Well, Sydney,
Yeah, but if it's there, it's gonna.
Sydney
fucking
might be able to do
If
it.
it's
That'd
there,
be
it's
good.
gonna. I'm gonna scroll.
scroll, yeah.
I have-
What did you watch this week, Steve?
Anyway, I watched The Pit also, but I'm on season 2. But it's it's great. We won't we don't talk about it. I also watched more Traders, which was a lot of fun. Oh
Traders.
man, Traders! Are you guys watching Traders at all?
I don't have
Like
Peacock.
TRAITORS.
We've already
They
had
can't
this.
get me to
we've
pay
had
for
this
Peacock,
thing, dude.
man.
Trey Tours.
Yeah, okay.
Like someone who betrays
I
you.
don't remember this.
You don't remember this? You were like, you
Is it
thought
co-
about
does it
stock.
come out- does it come
I
out
made
for
a joke.
gaslighters?
I made a joke at you,
Stock
and you were
traders.
like, and I was like, it's not about stock traders, blah blah blah. And you were
You
like,
just did it
"Oh."
again?
Yeah.
Speaking of, industry sucks.
Oh, that show's bad.
God,
yeah.
I fucking
People
that
love it, I
main
thought.
I
girl
don't get
is
it.
just not good.
Oh really?
I don't know about that.
I don't.
Everybody in it looks very sexy, and so it
It's
makes
like softcore porn.
So I
They're
kind of
constantly
I want to
hooking up.
watch it sometimes when because
I tried
of
to
that.
watch it and I was
Yeah.
like, why are they hooking up so much?
Yeah.
You can't have a stock market show based in fucking London. I'm
That's
sorry.
awesome.
It's not
London,
the
you hear that,
financial
Londoners
capital
out
of the
there?
world.
We're going to be having a lot of London talk today.
You are.
Can we
you are-
fucking get to it?
Yeah, sorry. Okay,
God damn
and
it.
yeah, Traders is great, and I did see the SpongeBob movie, the new SpongeBob movie, for the fuck of it.
Big guy.
And yeah, dude, tell you what, that song's pretty catchy, and I like it. And I liked the movie well enough. It had some funny shit, but it wasn't like it wasn't a masterpiece or anything.
Wait, real fast. What venue is the David Lynch thing at?
The Lodge Room.
And what
in
time is
Highland
it at?
Park. I don't know, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, normal show time.
I should know what time it is. I don't.
Should I go?
No idea.
Yeah, of course.
It's probably.
Certainly.
Certainly.
I'm just messing around. Okay, so the rip. Did you take the rip? I don't know. Did you take the rip? What's with the rip? Hey, you
I'll
ripped
tell you
the
what,
rip.
they
Jack
fr-
the Rip.
they
Jack the Rip.
freaking
Jack the Rip is a sick phrase. I think
It
to be
started
honest with
out promising. I was enjoying myself. I was like, oh, this is an interesting concept. I love it when they fuck with the cartel's money and when it ends up being way more than they expected. There was only supposed to be $250,000
I
here,
like that
$20
shit.
million
I like-
here. What's going on? Who
I like
double
that kind of
crossed?
stuff.
Who did
It was too
wrong?
woke.
you. Yeah,
Woke?
it was woke.
Yeah, the cops would have been saying more racist shit than that.
I know.
What the hell are you talking
Dude,
about?
they would have been
I'm just saying anything because there's nothing to say about this
No,
stupid
no.
movie.
We don't-
They fucking they ripped off Netflix. Is what they did. They said, "Hey, we're gonna get this awesome deal where we pay the crew. And this movie costs $100 million." And there's
Wait,
like,
are you serious? It cost $100 million?
yes, and look at it. This movie's a big rip on the Netflix. The whole movie, they're like stealing $20 million.
interesting that it
Guess
costs-
what? This movie costs 100, and
Well,
where is it?
I
Show me.
wonder if it's because
It's a rip, dude. It's a meta.
I'm unbelievably speechless.
Yes.
That's insane.
Yes, I know.
I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it until it started turning into into the fucking typical Netflix slop gun chase where I'm like, oh, yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, the whole gun chase is the whole.
This is why I didn't want to start with this movie. There's like so little to say about it, except for, well, what did I say? Joe Carnahan. We talked about him last time, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
his assistant editor from like The Gray.
I guess he was on in the editing department
and
or something.
The movie starts. People have even, when I looked it up, been talking about it. It just starts off so bizarre.
It has a
Oh, yeah.
weird
It has,
beginning.
they just go right to it, almost like a YouTube video where they like
It's
go
weird.
to like the center of something first, and it's just the editing is so
It's jarring.
fucking bad.
It's jarring.
The editing is so crazy bad.
I think once they get to the house for the rip, that whole section is
setup-
great.
the setup
it's
is
honestly
good.
like everything in the house and adjacent to the house is great, and then once they leave the house toward the end, it gets bad. But anyway, we don't have to talk about it that long.
I
that's
love
it.
seeing Matt Damon in his departed mode for a couple moments.
Dude,
where you're
'cause-
just like, oh shit, is he lying or
Yes.
whatever? Yeah, that's
Well,
fun to watch.
so-
and
so
they're good together.
They're
obviously.
good together, and I think what what I enjoyed. One, I love this kind of shit. I mean, I'm stealing from another podcast, but like the Big Picture coined this term. I guess they coined it called garbage crime, which is kind of like not quite the A level of like crime movies, but like maybe not even like B level, but like. Well, maybe like BC or whatever.
But how can
like
you call
Den of
this that?
Thieves is kind of like that, and like these sort of like
quality level. But this has like incredible actors, and it's $100 million.
The budget is crazy, and that is confusing. I didn't know that. I think that's interesting, but
it's a heist.
But this kind of a thing is right up my alley, and I can watch like a junky movie like this,
same,
and pretty much enjoy it. But I think what I was found interesting in the very beginning was like how off balance you were because you I didn't trust anybody, and I thought that was kind of an interesting way in where like I didn't know if Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were good guys at all, and I was kind of like you weren't, which is as a philosophical idea to make a cop movie where you're like have no truly idea if they're good or bad from the get-go. Is kind of interesting, I thought.
It is, but then when they do the whole reveal and they're like,
the reveal's
here's
not
what
very
we did.
good.
Here's why I said this, and this is why I did this. I'm just like, oh man, it just feels like it might as well be a Ryan Reynolds Red Notice thing.
You love
where it's
Red
like
Notice. You're obsessed with Red Notice.
You thought that I did this, but
no. The reveal is bad, and the whole kind of shootout at the end is very stupid. But like, I think all the tension in the house. You didn't finish the rip?
It had like 10 minutes of shoot 'em up left, and I was
so
bored.
funny. Nothing really happens, and then they just like talk. They just talk on the beach, which has a really ugly looking shot of the beach, which is kind of funny. But
what is it about Netflix that when they get their grubby little Jew hands on it, what is it that they just poison it? It could have the biggest budget, but something about it being a Netflix release. Is it because they've got too many cooks in the kitchen? Too many executives that have to sign off and put their stink on it?
That's usually what I assume, but then at the same time, like, I don't know.
I think that this didn't get
don't you think
messed with too much.
They probably, especially with Ben Affleck,
and Matt Damon.
And Matt Damon, they're probably like, yeah, you guys do your thing.
And it's partially their company, the Artist Equity Company.
Oh, right.
Which is like all about paying people, whatever, below the line people, making sure they get a
and there was a special deal with this, right?
I think so.
There was like a special deal where the crew is going to be paid very
which is maybe
well,
partially before part of the reason for the budget. I don't know.
It's a meta thing, dude. They ripped off Netflix. They did the rip on Netflix.
They did a rip on Netflix.
They said, you know what, all you guys, I'm getting you paid. We're just going to do this fucking movie in one weekend.
Those characters didn't really do the rip.
We know that Ben Affleck can do. By the way,
he didn't direct it.
I know, but we know that he can write something like The Town. Did he write and direct that? The Town?
I know he directed it.
The Town
I don't know if
rocks.
he wrote it.
I love The Town.
But even Town is like B, like it's like Heat is A, right? Heat is like A level. Town is like B level. You know,
The Town to me
Argo's
is still A level.
good.
It's just like A minus.
Is Argo
level.
good? I remember it being good.
I disliked it a lot when it came out.
I
bet if I watched it now, I'd be like, this is fine. But I remember when I like.
He doesn't like that they tricked the Ayatollah.
No, I thought it was kind of junky.
Did he do Gone Baby Gone, or did he do
Gone Baby Gone? I love.
He did that?
Yeah, Gone Baby Gone. I love.
I didn't see. Wait, who's in Gone Baby Gone?
Casey Affleck.
And what's it about?
And Ed Harris.
Baby Go Bye Bye.
I remember the title.
A woman's
baby go bye bye.
Yeah, goes missing, and then it's like trying to figure out what the deal is, and there's a whole kind of and it's in Boston.
Oh, I was thinking of Gone Girl.
And the baby walked out the door.
Gone Girl rocks, dude.
Yeah, and the baby
Gone Girl?
Gone Girl, I love
Gone Girl
that.
rocks too. With also
Gone
with Ben
Girl's
Affleck.
great.
Yeah.
But Ben Affleck.
That's the best casting.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
He cast that movie so perfectly because it kind of plays into how you feel about Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
You're like, wait, is
it's
he
great.
Yes.
a dumb guy or is he really smart?
It plays his persona in a really nice way.
He has these blank faces in that movie sometimes.
He's so funny in that.
Such a great
incredible.
trailer too.
I don't remember the trailer.
The trailer.
What song was it? Man?
Well, they just like have his smile next to the photo
yeah.
of the wife, and it makes you be like, did he do it? And it's just such a great red
There's
herring.
that line in Gone Girl where he's like, it's like a part of the flashback where he's like fucking her, and it's like they're up against the wall, and it's like she's so not into it, and then she's just like pulling up her pants as he's walking away, and he's like, we should go to Outback tonight, and it's just like a really funny, like that suburban, like dreadful, sad life of like whatever, a marriage that had crumbled like that. I don't know.
But she was also trying to. I when I watched that movie, rewatched it a couple years ago, I'm like, oh, she's so insufferable. She just wants to have this fictional relationship. She's the epitome of a woman on a dating app who says she wants witty banter.
I think
Who,
you're
the Gone Girl?
You're misunderstanding the movie.
No, I'm not. She wants this like perfect fantasy version of like, ooh, you know, when they first met,
she's a freaking psycho killer. Dude.
Yeah, I know. And part of it, I think
she's
that
American
lends
Psycho.
itself. Yeah, I think that because part of her
You're
fantasy.
saying girls that say I want witty banter are freaking slitting Neil Patrick Harris throats?
I think the girls that say they want witty banter don't want a real person, a real relationship. They want a movie ideal of like a always from the moment that they meet that first night at the party where she's like, who are you?
Is that
you know?
is that woman's issue in the movie?
Yeah, because
I guess I don't
she
remember.
becomes disappointed and disillusioned by him.
He's so mad.
The idea of him. No, I just
he turns into a real guy who, after they fuck against the wall, he says, "Want to go to Outback?"
No, but I think that there's more to it than that. I think that the thing is that
that struck a nerve with him.
Well,
He's like,
and
what's wrong with going to Outback after you give disappointing sex?
but I think whatever the whole thing is about. I think the movie in a funny way is kind of like she's doing something extreme just to. Like, I think that she's not necessarily she's a psychopath, but she's also kind of like a girl boss in a way, like in a way that's like, I don't know how to whatever. We don't have to get into it.
She had this idea of him when they first met that it was like, finally, I've met my
Why are we talking about this?
Well, because I've met my intellectual equivalent. We've got great banter. We're both witty. We're both sexy and blah, 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 blah. And then as time passes, she's let down by the reality of him, which doesn't hold up to that initial impression that he made on her. Why is this funny?
No, I think
it sounds like it struck a nerve.
No, I didn't. It's just that you guys are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, that's exactly what it's talking about.
I think you're not totally. I think you're not totally wrong, but I think it's.
Of course, I'm not totally wrong.
I saw it once when it came out.
I think it's more of. I think it has more to do with like relationships in general, more broadly speaking, being a performance. There's like a
sure. Of course, there's that element to it.
Yeah.
And she becomes more and more disillusioned by him, and thereby gets upset. And wants to fucking, you cheated me out of you tricked me.
Okay, we've
but
seen.
No, but that's why I
We're
was
spending
tying
too much time
I
on
was
this.
tying it to the witty banter thing because that was her whole thing. Is like, I want someone with witty banter.
Right.
Was that her whole thing? I don't remember that.
That wasn't her whole thing.
I shouldn't.
But
I
they had Winnie Banner.
It was definitely.
I haven't watched it in the back.
It was definitely. If you watch it again, you'll
still love
see
it.
that it was her vibe. Because she writing in her diary like, I've got this witty banter. Would you fucking leave me alone? All right. Fine.
Guys,
anyway,
I just want, all this
Take
to
a
say,
break.
we've seen better days from Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Ben
and,
Affleck.
But I love them. I love them.
I mean, who doesn't?
Listen, where are we now? This just, I don't know. I'm sure they'll continue to make good shit. Yeah, he's in the Odyssey,
better.
which
He's gonna be in the Odyssey.
which I don't care about for some reason.
Yeah, me neither.
I am excited, even though,
I
like
didn't
I
see
said,
that. I didn't see
I
that
know.
big trailer, which
Yeah.
it's
looks.
gonna be boring.
I don't care about it personally.
I don't care about it either.
Whatever.
It's gonna be psycho.
Oh, the whole thing is shot in IMAX.
Well,
Call me when the whole
anyway,
thing is shot in
anyway.
MacBook.
Speaking of the Odyssey, this could be a little segue. Ray
I was
Fiennes
trying to make a
Fiennes
fucking
made a
comment
movie.
about the state of
Let
Hollywood
him
when
do it.
there are
Okay.
these guys who used to be. We used to everything they did. Sorry, I got clammy hands. When they put their name behind something in general for the past 15 years, I feel like you're like, oh yeah, that's probably
It meant
decent.
Yeah,
And then it's just more. It's just trash.
I
Flop.
didn't think it's trash. I don't think it's trash.
What did you?
It's
Okay, what do we rate it?
trash.
Real fast. Thumbs up and a number. Don't give any more explanation. Just thumbs up and a number.
I'm giving it a slight thumbs up, 650.
I'm giving it a slight thumbs up also, and I'm gonna give it a 500.
I'm not giving it a thumb. It's hot air. It's a 5. I don't know. 5 out of 10.
5?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's a 500. He also gives
500
it a
out of
500.
1,000.
Okay, now moving on
That's
to
fine. Anyway.
28 years later,
The Bone Temple.
Warning, spoilers ahead.
I've been developing an idea about the infection. I believe it can be treated.
Our time is running out.
Are you ready?
There you go. That's good.
Man, oh man. So from the get-go, yeah, immediate just like, oh God, please.
Brutal. Disgusting.
So these people are the children who were in the beginning of
No.
the last one? No.
Just the main
the main
Jimmy.
kid. The
Main
movie
Jimmy.
starts with him watching Teletubbies.
Yeah.
The first one.
And he escapes and he runs away, and his dad is the vicar in the church, and he goes to his dad. This is from the first 28 years later. I realize this is going to get confusing, and I keep having, when I'm talking to people, I'm going, the first one, and I mean, well, not the first one, like 28 days later. I keep, you know what I mean? I keep
say
doing
years.
that. No, I know, but it just keeps happening where I
28 years
go,
later,
the
part
first one, and I'm talking about 28 years later.
Okay.
But I don't mean, anyway, whatever. But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I just keep running into that problem. But in 28 years later,
This is 28 years later, TBT.
the Bone Temple.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of just calling this one the Bone Temple. I'm not
That's
even
what
saying
I
No,
would
it.
call
we're going TBT.
We're going TBT.
Okay, so TBT.
Throwback Thursday, 28 years later.
It's that kid.
Damn, Dylan's not happy to be here.
It's that kid who has grown up.
Yes, he
to
grew
be
up to
a
be
Satanist.
a cult leader. I mean, I think, I guess we'll talk about his character. I do want to get into like how much you guys think he believes his own
I think he
his
believes
own
it.
shit.
I mean, I think he's got himself under his own spell, and you can tell that he doesn't fully believe it and realizes it's all just a thing, a ruse, when he talks to
Ray Fiennes, and is like, I need you to play the devil. But he then is telling him, I know we're like really jumping right into it, but he is telling him like, I hear my father, which so it's like,
because he's a traumatized guy.
Yeah.
right. But I think that's an interesting
childhood.
thing is like, yes, he took these pop cultural elements that were embedded in his brain, Teletubbies and I guess Jimmy Savile or whatever, and his religious upbringing and his father being the vicar in the church, and
He
his,
just said,
and
I'm
his
going to Google Jimmy Savile.
man,
You're in for a bad
yeah, you're in
Google,
for a
man.
bad Google, and his dad, because I don't know if people
He
remember.
died on my birthday
Oh no, that's sad.
in 2011. Yeah.
And what's he? Okay. Anyway.
What's he what?
We'll get into it. We'll explain it to you. Don't worry. We'll get into it. And then in 28 years later, his dad, if people remember at the very opening, his dad is like going, no, son, this is like good. Like he's like, my children. And in his mind, his little kid mind, he thought his dad, like these were his
Yeah.
demons or whatever, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, so it's an interesting that he morphs these things. And I didn't have this conversation with you, but I'm sorry for going. When he's talking about the Teletubbies, when they're in that cabin, when they like attack that family or whatever,
Right.
is he describing? I wasn't totally sure. Is he describing the Teletubbies in a way that it's like a story from the Bible, like that it's like the Teletubbies are part of the religion, like they are. You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't
I wasn't
think so
sure if he was
either.
like, I used to watch the TV and the Teletubbies on there, or if his warped brain is like he's made this new religion cult, and it's like partly the devil, and the Teletubbies are part of it or something in some way. No.
He's just explaining what it is, and they're kind of making a joke.
They're
out of
making
it.
a joke out of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He just like, made it his thing, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah. Okay.
And the Jimmy Savile stuff is like very much Alex Garland doing like it's a deeply British movie in
Yeah.
a way that I don't know too much about British politics, but
I don't
it's like
really
a
either.
post-Brexit, like
Yeah.
it has a lot to do.
Especially, I think
with
the
that.
first one, the 28 years. I
Yeah.
think
Is Alex
yeah.
Garland British?
Yes.
Did not know
Yeah.
that.
Also, it is crazy that this is like a fucking franchise now,
Dude.
Like it's
All
so
of a sudden.
funny because it. Speaking of, I don't know. It just seems like they made a good deal. They're just like, hey, let's just actually write good movies and we'll treat it as this like franchise, and we're gonna be paid. They get like $20 million. Him.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know why I know about the money.
I don't
stuff,
know all the
but
I don't know
Alex
all the
Garland,
deal stuff.
Danny Boyle, and the producer, they get like $20 million, I think, per project. I don't know how it's split between them.
Each? Oh.
Yeah, split. And then there's apparently they spent, which this has got to be wrong. I read that they spent $70 million marketing this movie, which I don't know. Maybe in the UK they got Big Ben with the freaking zombie hand or something.
I mean, I don't know. There's been a lot of marketing for it, I guess, if you really think about it.
I guess. I don't know about 70
I
million.
didn't mean to
Those
start.
marketing
I hate
things.
that I'm starting this with that because it's like
No,
not at
who
all
cares?
what I know, but I'm just not.
Not what you care about.
It's not what I care about whatsoever.
Yeah.
My opinion is I was not looking forward to seeing this movie. I thought the first one had a good script, and I actually really liked the second half of it. But I
When
found
you say the first one, you mean 28 years later.
you're right, yeah, not
See?
28 years later.
I was 90% sure.
I found it pretty annoying, and I found the Danny Boyle's direction kind of like he was referencing his style in the first one, whereas I kept going on and on about this outside the theater when we first saw it,
Yeah, I
and I
remember.
was like, no, he's like the first one, he approaches it with this surveillance like camera style or whatever. This like these handy cams, or sorry, not even like news footage style, and it all looks like broadcast and it's DV and it's shitty and, it makes sense within that world. And then now it's on iPhones because he wants it to look weird like the first one, and he's still doing that style, but it's 28 years in the future, so they're not in that kind of like media saturated landscape. So that style to me as an approach doesn't make sense anymore. He should adjust, instead of being like, we're doing a new one, it's going to look the same. Why the fuck would you do that? That's why this one, the directing and paired so much better with the material. And I thought this one was fucking phenomenal. It was my favorite movie of the year.
Oh yeah, because the year just started.
But no, it was fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
I love the. I mean, dude,
so you liked it, Ben?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. And Samson is just fucking. He rocks, dude. He rocks.
He's awesome.
And not crazy about the way that he fucking kills people. It also made me go,
oh my god! In the beginning, pulling the head. I was like
straight into the face. I'm like, that can't be possible.
Yeah, but it was done. I guess maybe the way that Danny Boyle was cutting around and like it didn't. It felt like he's like, look at this. This one was just like, hey. It was just kind of, it was a little bit more reserved. It just kind of showed you the thing. And oh my God, he just pulls the spine right out.
Yeah.
And then when he's just eating it, he's like a fucking...
Eating the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, scooping the brain. I went, are you kidding me? This needs to have a warning. And I'm not that kind of person ever.
That's
and I was
funny.
like, this was fucking intense for me.
I whispered to Shane during, Shane and his wife Sydney and I watched it together.
Nice.
And I whispered to him, during one of the parts where Ray finds from a distance, you see him kind of dancing with what's his name?
Yeah.
I was like, that's me and Doug. And
nice, dude.
Yeah.
Doug has a huge cock. Your dog?
No. But I just was like, just a beast in me.
Yeah,
like,
no,
will you send me a photo of Doug's cock so I could put it up right?
But yeah, man, I that moon line when he's looking at the moon and he finally says it, moon. Yes.
Yeah.
This rocks. I was disappointed. I really thought that Samson was going to come save the day.
Yeah, so I said this when we walked to the theater. I was like, they're setting up the hero, the fucking villains, and then they're setting up the weapon. So I was like, oh, this is going to be like fucking... I was just expecting something like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood at the end, where I'm just like, I'm going to see some kind of like all these things are going to collide in a really insane way.
Especially the way he comes out of the train and bathed in moonlight, covered in blood. I'm like, oh,
please. I wanted him to do the spine thing to them so
not
bad.
Even that. I just wanted him to be fighting him as a human, just like punching
and
like knocking him out and stuff.
I mean,
I do think this was the smarter way to go. It was a little less gratifying.
Yeah.
But I think him seeing him as Satan and he crucified him, like thematically it ties everything better than it would if he just came in. Although it is a shame that we don't get to see him squash them like freaking pancakes. Bugs. And
it would have been cool if there were like 20 of them and then he had to come and saved the day.
Yeah,
from his new friend getting murked. So he figured out, I guess, Dr. Ian figured out that it's a psychiatric psychosis issue.
He says something about it being like a fog over the brain. He's like wondering if he's still intact in some way. Yeah.
How did nobody over that whole time think of that? But I guess it's because, well, you tried administering some kind of oral medication to one of these.
Yeah, nobody.
Would they give him Wellbutrin?
Well, I mean, honestly, to answer that question, I feel like there is something to be said about this much time passing and Dr. Kelson like having the will to live, kind of like he doesn't, he says in the movie like he just doesn't fear death. He hasn't feared death in a long time. So I think there's something that like that much time living in this world like this can take that fear of death away from you, and that then and only then could that put you in a position to be like, I'm gonna let this guy get close to me. You know what I mean? Like to like allow that to happen. And I think that's, whatever. Not that the movie needs that logical of an explanation about it, but
they set up that they've had a relationship for a long time in the first one, right?
Yeah,
which is interesting.
The first one, he's like, this one I call Samson, and it seems like he's just shooting him with the dart every once in a while, or whatever. Like we kind of see at the beginning of this one too.
Freaking drug addict.
Yeah,
I love that.
I love that one when Samson comes back and you see him and he holds up the deer head and goes, ah!
Yes.
Like, hey, I brought you
like
something.
I shot. Yeah, look what I did. And then he's like,
so
hey,
fun.
how's it going? Yeah.
And yeah, him just tripping balls and stuff. And I also really liked and appreciated in the beginning when Samson is about to kill that bow and arrow guy, that for the first and only time, we get to see what normal human beings look like.
Yes.
From the perspective of the monsters. And
Oh,
they
yeah,
look
that
like
shot was
scary
crazy.
demons.
That shot was crazy.
And then, I mean, that's all to make sense of Ray Fiennes, Kelson's theory that like they must be seeing something
some
scary.
kind of psychosis.
Yeah.
So
Where
for
it's
them
like,
to
I
kill
think that they
children
thought of
and
that,
babies.
obviously. I don't think that was ever a part of it.
No,
They were
never, never.
No,
Well-
but I don't think that was in the lore until this
No,
movie.
not at all. Which I think if we're talking about the series as a whole, which I kind of would like to, I suppose.
Yeah, I haven't seen I have to say, I haven't seen the first two since like I saw them in theaters.
So
Wow, dude. I rewatched both of them in the last couple of years. I like the second one. They're awesome, man.
I like the second one too. It's like not canon or whatever in any way, shape, or form. And Alex Garland didn't write it. It wasn't obviously like I think they probably were producers on it just because their name, because of the first one. But
there's no canon because it's just it's its own buttoned up thing.
well, but no, because the end of that movie, if anybody remembers, has literally the zombies or the infected, we'll call them because they're not zombies, but running through to Paris like with the Eiffel Tower in the background.
Oh, right.
And that's a funny thing about 28 years later is at the beginning it does like a retconning thing at the top that says like
It's just in the UK.
it literally says it tried to make its way to and we like fought it back and quarantined it within the UK.
Yeah. So
But then-
so in America everything's just fine. Everyone's chilling.
Everything is fine everywhere, but then that's
It's just
the
UK is
that's
just a
the
fucking
big
zombie land.
well, that's the big twist of the first one is that there's that shot. Cillian Murphy is like looking up in the sky and he just sees the plane going over that shot of the plane going over, and it's
Right.
like he's like, oh, it's quarantine, everything else is fine, and anyway.
Right.
And so
that's a very George Romero feeling.
Totally.
That there's some, I don't even know how to describe it, but there's something where you're like, oh my god, life is continuing on, or like what is the end of the first zombie movie ever? The cops just come in and shoot them. They're like, hey, we're gonna
the
be
cops
saved, and then they're just
yes,
fucking
exactly
destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a.
But
frightening
I
feeling.
think it's interesting. I think I was bringing that up because it's like whether that in the first movie, right? It's like this rage. It's a rage virus, and there's like the hilarious but like kind of awesome shot of it comes from monkeys that were being tested on or whatever, and it's like
stupid fucking hippies.
the chimp, and the like PETA-esque or not PETA probably, but like whatever. Who like will release the muppies, the muppies, the fucking chimpanzees, what was I trying to say? I don't know.
Monkeys.
Puppies. They're releasing the puppies.
Dude, they should do Muppet Puppies.
Muppet puppies.
Monkeys.
Well, first of all,
Yeah. What was that?
What was what?
Those hippies.
they're trying to do something good, but
fucking
also the
hippies.
other people are doing something bad and whatever. And
What was it? What was it?
It's not their fault, even if
It
it is their
literally their fault.
But
They're
it's-
like, no, don't. And they're like, we're going to release the monkeys.
So
And it's like,
you're
no.
you're mad at people that are into like animal rights and stuff?
No. I'm mad at them who are too stupid to stop and think about what they're actually doing.
Well, they don't know. They don't know
Exactly.
the extent.
They're in a- yeah,
to
I know.
their
Ben
gut-
wishes
how much-
every movie like the problem didn't happen. He
Yeah, I
just
know.
watched the fuck they almost did it.
Yeah.
They stopped the guy.
Yeah. Like he could make some. If he could just yell through the screen, he would like get them to stop.
Yeah.
And
They're like, wait,
No, you fools!
we shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking go watch the fucking football game now.
But
Yes, thank you.
But I remember like before the last one, before 28 years later, I remember being like, okay, this kind of idea of like a rage virus taking hold. Then you get, there's the shot of the chimp watching TVs like Clockwork Orange style with like news footage of violence and riots and whatever, and that's what they're like injecting into his eyes and whatever. That like a thing about a rage virus, like the metaphor of that and like how it like corrupted people and whatever, could only be more potent now, obviously, which is like why, to your point about they made Danny Boyle or Jesus Christ, Alex Garland. It seems like he was like, oh yeah, this is ripe for me to come back to. He wrote a trilogy and like had a good, strong fucking idea of where to take this and like how that idea of a rage virus and like the psychosis of that, and that we're all maybe now in like a fucking rage-filled psychosis
Because of Facebook.
yeah,
it's that
that's what he
fucking
said.
Facebook.
But
He's like, if you just turn off the Facebook,
off the Facebook,
and you
yeah.
instead you play Elden Ring.
Exactly.
He's directing the Elden Ring movie.
he loves video
right now.
games.
I love that. Me too, man. I was
and if you think about it, his movies, a lot of his scripts do kind of have a video game structure to them or feel to them.
I mean,
in
his,
a great
his
way.
movies
in a good
lately
way.
too. They're so
Yeah.
subjective. They're
Yeah.
awesome. Anyway, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
anyway, I don't know. I mean, I was rambling, but like just that, like the for him to take it in this new direction and kind of like change the canon, or just iterate off of it and like be like, okay, I started this rage virus thing that wasn't exactly zombies because we never like get and like even in the first one, the zombies are like barely the problem. It's always the humans, right?
Yeah,
sort of.
right.
And so I don't know, just to go from that and see what, and like, the first one, I think 28 years, I mean, gets at this idea of like the sort of cult-like mentality that can spring up from this kind of world or whatever, and like religion's a cult. Obviously, the Jimmy thing is a cult, and even like the society that Spike comes from has this kind of culty like feel. Like they're wearing the masks, they're teaching the kids from a young age. And in the first one, Danny Boyle's doing those like cuts to like soldiers marching and the Boots Boots song, and it's like becomes this national, and they have the picture of the Queen in their like school or whatever, like the British Queen, and it feels like it's all these ideologies can spring up. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, but,
I mean, it sounds like that's the very reason he wanted to,
exactly.
make it. And I do wonder, as you were saying that, I was just thinking like, is there like right-wing pushback on this movie in the UK? It's worth looking up. We have a listener in the UK, Ryan Edgington. I hope you
Why
know.
would there be right-wing pushback?
Because this is kind of like
it's a pretty political movie. Yeah.
It's a pretty political movie.
And like the first one has so much to do with like the Brexit thing and isolationism and
Sure. So
and
what?
just the UK that's freaking infected with rage virus.
Right. Yeah, I understand.
yeah.
I don't think that any rightoids would have the wherewithal to see it that way.
If you're in the UK, and I'm sure the press tour and I don't know.
They're talking about
It's
it.
Jimmy Seville. Did you look up?
Oh yeah. He's a predator. He's a child predator.
Yeah, but wasn't he also
like a major?
as
Apparently
well?
fucked
corpses.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's really terrifying.
Yeah,
But what's
And
crazy,
especially considering how he looked.
yeah.
Like with
What's
that
crazy
fucking
is
walk.
that-
It's crazy that a guy looked like he fucked corpses and did.
yeah. No, truly, it's I agree. I think that's funny. I think that's great. But the whole thing with him, right, is that didn't he like he did TV show stuff?
He like helped.
and he like
it was
helped
like
kids.
ask Jimmy, or like Jimmy can help you.
Yeah, and
he's
it was like it was shit
like a
for
Bill-
kids,
Bill
right? Which I
Cosby
think is
kind
of.
yes. And then he died in 2011, right? And it wasn't until after he died that all this shit came out.
Yes,
Is that correct?
Yes.
And
according to Wikipedia.
yeah, and that's funny. And I think just living in a world where like the fact that the Jack O'Connell character never found that knowledge out, so in his mind, Jimmy is still good old Jimmy from TV.
And I was saying this because I almost have a problem with it, but it's just kind of a bold flourish of his, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he's just talking to us by doing that.
Right.
He's just doing something for the public. And,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a kind of a wink.
At the
A
very
winky.
Nice.
Go.
Yeah.
That's not what the
They go.
Teletubbies say.
They
dude.
go go.
What do they say?
They say their own names.
They go.
Like what, man?
Ticky Winky.
Whoa.
Yeah. What do they say? Like
Dipsy. Lala.
yeah. I said those
And the son is a
fucking
baby,
same
dude?
things, dude.
Yeah, the son is a baby.
That's
At the very end,
I don't- I
Shane,
was- I
Shane
rambled
asked
for a
me.
long time,
Yes,
sorry.
you did. Shane asked me to point out or speak on what I thought Cillian Murphy. So, spoiler: Cillian Murphy is in it at the very end.
I didn't know that, by the way.
I
Did
didn't
you guys
know that either.
going in?
No.
It got spoiled for me, and I'm like
Get
so
off the
mad
fucking
about
things,
it. No,
How?
dude, it wasn't even a thing. It was literally
My mom texted me.
No, it was on Deadline. Deadline. I like was looking at Deadline. They were interviewing on the red carpet. They were interviewing Danny Boyle, and they were like,
Danny Boyle.
Cillian Murphy coming back, and I was like, I'm fucking can't speak tonight. I don't know what is going on.
Danny McBoyle.
Danny
Cillian
McBoyle, Cillian Murphy.
That's pretty.
Anyway,
Anyway,
and I saw it, and I went, "What the fuck?" I was so fucking mad, and obviously I didn't tell anybody. But
Well, I misheard him, and when the daughter says, "Should we help them or do we help them?" and I thought that
thought he said, "Of
Cillian
course
Murphy
not"?
said, "Of course not."
that's funny.
Because I was like, oh, he knows that that's going to invite more trouble. They got to
What
just
you
stay
like? You're like,
isolated.
yes, good. No
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
problems.
No, dude.
You don't need
Dude,
any
help
more
him. Yeah,
problems,
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
guys.
thought he was like, of course not.
You're a good
But
choice.
I thought that was setting up for him being like stubborn, and the kids would make their way to them anyway.
No, have you? When's the
and
last
they
time you
would-
watched the original?
Like last year.
Okay, I feel like the thing with that character is he's the one that's like,
No, we got to do it. We got to.
no, we got to help. Yeah, we got to.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
So I
I-
like that. I feel like that moment is a oh, he's still the same
Yes.
guy that he was.
But that was my rationale for why I thought, even it's not going to just end it of like, oh, no, we're not going to help them. They're on their own. I thought it would be again like he'd be stubborn and like, no, I care about safety now. I care about my daughter. I've got a family to protect. And the kids would wander up and he'd be like, we can't help you. And then maybe his arc is that he goes back to, he finds his roots in caring about people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Can you dig it? Or what do they say?
How's that?
How's that?
I love how's that. That's so good.
How's that
So
was good.
funny.
Man,
How about that acting?
There's so much
Acting.
more to talk about.
I want to talk about Ray Fiennes' acting.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
something's-
God.
Well, there's so much that could be said about it, but there was one small thing that I picked up on when he is in his little living space listening to the Duran Duran records, which, by the way, ADD side note, when they're playing girls on film and they do a very quick, we haven't even said the director's name, Nia DaCosta. Great job. Directed The Marvels.
She did incredible. She did an incredible job
I've
with
never
this
seen
movie.
any of her things before.
No, neither have
Let
I.
Dylan finish.
And it cuts to Girls on Film is playing, and it cuts to his, I guess, wife and a photo of his mother. Just for a split second, the girls at that moment, that was just so heartbreaking. Anyway, my whole point,
Because they were literally girls on film?
yes, and it was just done. It was just the perfect cut. It was just like it was there and then it was gone, and I was like, that was really. It's like too painful to look at, and it's like it informs everything that he's
Right.
doing. It's still there anyway. Him in that space, Ray Fiennes. I was like, I noticed that he really internalized that space as his own, and I was like, every moment, every movement he's making, I was like, this feels like his space. This feels like his bone temple. And I'm like, I don't know how an actor does that.
Yeah.
There's like a million ways, I'm sure. It's the movement work and thinking about it. But he really just, every space he's in, he like fully owns. And it's very abstract. But I was just like, damn. Like he could just sit there and you're like, yeah, that's his.
No.
I know it could be anything.
Especially when he's wearing the leather and like working the furnace and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, he's been there for 20
he's
years.
so good at making it seem lived in. He's just emanating something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, and in this one, these last two movies, I think both of them, he has like a great, stillness and like,
oh yeah,
and like to your point, I think, which is one of the best scenes of the movie when Jimmy comes and like talks to him and then like they have a conversation. He like, you think maybe it could go bad, which in some ways it sort of does, but like they just enjoy talking to each other.
Well, he says, "I think you're the first
because he like
person I've ever
disarms him.
liked."
Yeah.
Which I love that
Yeah.
line. He's, "I think you're the first person I've ever liked."
Yeah.
He's
And he
so
goes, I
likable.
like
And-
you.
But if you're to what you're saying about him being so still, I mean, it just probably speaks to. I'm sure Ray Fiennes thinks a lot about his character and does a lot of like, I don't know, thought and maybe writes backstories. I have no idea, but you just get the sense that like it's usually quiet. He's used to sitting still for 14 hours, however long it is.
And he's just like at peace with himself. And he has I think what you're saying though, like he feels like he's in control and owns the space,
Yes.
which I think then disarms that Jimmy character in that moment where he's like, I'm just gonna like sit and talk to this guy because it's like he's in
interesting.
control and
Yeah.
I'm like listening to him.
And he likes
yeah.
the fucking skull.
yeah.
Well, because he doesn't quite know, like, am I dealing with a guy who's fucking crazier than me?
Right.
Yeah.
But then he kind of realizes, oh no, he's just an old retired doctor who's,
Which is obviously a dynamic that can't be really in this movie as much, but I remember I like that dynamic in 28 Years, the first one, where it's like when you first meet him, it's kind of like,
Oh, is he
threatening or not? But he's obviously so, and you kind of love him, but there's
Can't
still
tell if he's
there's still
a psycho.
kind of a scariness about him, but in a great way, like in a anyway. And
Phenomenal
You don't really
character.
get that in this one, but yeah, his character is fucking.
It's such a good
And
character.
the fact that he's basically,
performance.
he's basically he's the lead of this movie essentially, and he's fucking awesome.
I wish that the stakes were just a little bit more elevated with him having to put on that performance. I wish that maybe Jimmy had been just a wee bit more menacing and threatening,
I
so
was
that it
worried
was
for
like
him.
his life is on the line here.
And
you
they
know
also
what I mean?
kind of already whittled down. I know what you're saying because there are already 2 less finger
Yes.
members. Like, and you know that there are basically there's only like
3 of them.
Yeah, so there's basically 3 bad ones versus like it would be.
And
it'd be
one of
kinda
them is
evenly
good.
matched.
One of them is good.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But
I get what you mean, but he makes that threat that's like a pretty hard threat,
It
and
is.
then maybe this
I'm
is
gonna
slightly
feed
sloppy.
I wish that
slightly
I
sloppy
wish that they
writing.
had talked a little bit more. Like, what? Excuse me? Yeah, you better fucking do it, or I'm gonna. You heard me. Like maybe a little bit more of that.
They did establish it with what Disney say to Samson. He's like, it's the first time I
Yes.
felt
That's
fear
what I
for
was
my
just about
life.
to say.
That's
Which
true,
that
yeah.
did make me go. Just him saying that was like, ooh.
I think
oh,
it's
man.
a little bit of like a. show don't tell. Like maybe I would have liked to have seen that just a tiny bit more rather than him just saying that line outright.
It is different though because he's saying it to a fucking zombie.
Yeah, true,
in
true.
fact, it kind of changes it. Yeah, he's just saying it to himself.
Right.
To an
right. Well, that would be much
that
worse.
scene.
Yeah.
Rocked so hard.
Moon.
His whole performance of
the
devil.
Iron Maiden.
The Iron Maiden. And
incredible.
Yeah,
it
great.
just was so gratifying. And what did he blow morphine in their faces?
We don't know. Yeah,
he's got drugs
He's
and
got
shit.
kinda
Like it's like
pharmaceuticals.
cocaine or something.
I gotta say, I want you guys to comment where you like to sit in a theater because I'm always an outlier. I like to be the fucking. We sat at the Dolby Cinema. I was in the literally second row. There's a ton of space though for the front. I had the seat back. I was there. Maybe that's why it was so violent for me. I was like, oh fuck, my fucking head's getting ripped off. It's so loud, and I just like that. With a movie like that, I don't like to see the edges of the screen.
Yeah,
I'm just in it, and it was. God, loud and violent.
Immersive.
Oh, really
crazy,
loud.
and
That Dolby Theater's loud, dude. It's
so
awesome.
loud.
Yeah.
And that performance, I was literally like,
Yeah.
I love it.
when he did the fire dance, oh man,
So cool.
It was very, very, very. I fucking.
And
loved
then
it.
he has to give a speech after. He's like, and you see him start to like rely more on like things he's read or Shakespearean or and you see that he's unsure a little bit. He's like nervous.
I've got one more request.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I was like, oh, how's old Jimmy gonna get out of this one? And then just immediately losing or ditching the ruse and just stabbing him. It was great. Man, yeah. I wish that he had survived. Because presumably this next one that they're gonna do, because I guess they're doing one more.
Yeah. It was.
I will say,
it was written as a trilogy, which I think is great. That like he had a full like arc over these 3 movies in place.
It feels clear. Wait, you were gonna say presumably what?
Presumably, I was hoping that presumably he would survive, or no, sorry.
Oh,
presumably it's Cillian Murphy in the final one.
Yeah, and
It's got to be.
I guess
There's no way he would
the
just
Cure,
show up
the
for
Cure
5
survives
minutes.
somehow, whether or not it's going to
Well,
be.
what was the joke I made last night that you wanted me to do again? That like
yes,
because like Samson
in a white lab coat.
Yeah, Samson's in a white lab coat doing with beakers, and he's really big. Because it does feel like because we were saying like how
Is
did
he
he
infected
pass
again?
on? I feel
No.
like he's
don't
not. I
think
feel like he's still
Because he fully said like, "Thank you, doctor."
Oh yeah,
right. He says thank you, but I'm like I was thinking like how does he pass on? How does Kelson pass on his knowledge? Like does Samson have the knowledge now? Because he was like somewhat
Listening.
cognizant.
Wrote it down.
I know he wrote it down, but who's going to come by and find that?
Cillian Murphy.
Maybe we find out that
guess.
Samson was a doctor before he was infected, and he was absorbing everything that Kelson was telling him.
Maybe.
Like, oh, yeah,
I
it's-
wonder also if now in the third one it'll be like Spike, obviously, and the other Jimmy girl, Kelly is her name, and Cillian Murphy and his daughter, and then like I wonder if there'll be more like with Samson as like a more of a, like an actual character, like a fully fledged character. And part of me is like, does Samson?
I think so.
Is Samson gonna go to Spike's old village and like want to get his kid back because it's like that's his kid.
Yeah,
That
that's like half zombie, right?
Yeah.
Or like,
no, it's just it's a human. Remember, that's what.
Oh yes,
Which is a great line.
Oh right.
He says the magic of the placenta. Ray Fiennes says the magic of the placenta. Like that's what kept it safe from and not becoming a zombie.
And I think I thought the first one had a good script. Like I said, I didn't really love the approach. Now I'm just like I assume Danny Boyle's going to do a third one.
He is, yeah.
That pisses me off.
See, it's funny.
Because I'm like, but he's so much. I'm sorry,
It's
he's
different.
He's hokier. He's far more like. It doesn't feel earned. Yeah, go ahead. But I'm fucking talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm just kidding.
No, I was just gonna say, when we saw the first one together, we saw 28 Years Later together.
Yeah.
And then I felt like I remember being like, okay, this is sick, and I like the script, and there's great ideas, and I enjoyed probably more than you, Danny. God damn, why do I keep calling him Danny McBoyle? I guess that's Danny McBride and Danny Boyle.
And also
sure.
the McBoyles from Sunny Philadelphia.
But
is that right?
I was the McPoyles, the McPoyle,
Poyle,
brothers. Yeah,
that's right.
McPoyle. I was more charmed by the iPhone thing, and I think there is some reasoning behind. I mean, I think like you've got the whole scene with the Swedish military guy where he's like using the iPhone. I think that there's a level to it of like I don't know. It's the technology.
From the director of Yesterday, bro.
I like Danny Boyle a lot.
I know.
but
what's funny is I saw that movie and I kind of thought it was okay, and people gave me shit for it.
Yeah, Yesterday. Yeah, it's not
it's
bad.
fine.
It's not bad.
But I mean, the
Yesterday?
stuff that he does where it's like
Which movie?
Yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
No, I
I
didn't
thought it was
either.
cute.
But
Like in Lily James.
I don't
Boy,
know,
oh
the
boy.
shot of
Brother.
them being chased by Samson, and there's like he's got old guy eyes where he puts the whole universe behind them in the background,
Oh,
and
but
I'm like,
I like that scene.
well, then that's I'm just like, he's doing stuff where it's like, I think this director approached it in a very literal way that made it the humanity stand out more. I was just like, it doesn't have a grandioseness that one had, and I prefer that.
I completely get what you're saying, and I think when I saw it the first time, I thought there were goofy things that I was like, huh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've now watched 28 Years Later 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And I really honestly love it, and like all that stuff, I don't know, I'm more locked into the tone of it and the vibrations of it, and I really like it a lot. And I think, like, on some level, I kind of agree where it's like this is like more straightforward and kind of normal filmmaking style is great, and I think she did a great job. But I also did I do kind of love how weird and like these crazy bold choices that Danny Boyle makes. And I'm excited for him to come back to it. I also kind of think...
But he doesn't let you sit in things long enough. I guess that's also
maybe
part
not.
of how
Maybe
I
not.
feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking about the scene where they're... And I could be totally wrong. Like, and maybe if I watch the first one now that I like it again, that like this whole story,
you
that I might change my mind. But
Slumdog Millionaire zombie. They should have him.
No, it's not there. It's only in England. It's not in India.
Maybe he's there.
they're just hanging out.
No,
over there.
I mean, I don't know. I
We
totally get
haven't
it,
talked about
though.
the barn sequence. That was a
yeah.
moment where I was like, this movie needs a warning. I couldn't believe that I was seeing. He said take their shirts off, and I knew what he meant.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna skin them.
Yeah.
And you're just seeing a skinned woman with her boobs out with the veins and everything,
And still alive. That was crazy.
That's not allowed.
She was still
That's
moving.
NC-17.
Yeah, it was
That
nuts.
is not allowed.
But honestly, they
I
don't
closed
really...
my eyes. Did they show it coming
No,
off?
they don't really show.
Right.
Good, thank
it was
God.
very-
I saw them cutting in, and I closed my eyes.
That you see some cuts, and then you see their flesh ripped, torn
By the way,
bodies.
do you see this? Do you see this?
What?
This
The leg thing?
I got my knee in.
fully like this on me. No.
I'm encroaching on your space.
He's letting out the heat onto
Sorry.
Ben.
Yeah, it's moist down
No,
there.
I get it. Yeah, no, I'll just stay
Anyway,
like this. Fuck me.
yeah.
That shit was
but
brutal.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. That was tough. And then when she goes, that girl was great, dude. the girl.
You picked
So
me because I was
good.
the weak one.
yeah,
Right?
that girl was really
I
great.
loved her.
Yeah.
I loved that all the fingers were clearly like high fashion models in real life.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
They chose because they look kind
were
of
interesting
looking.
Yeah.
But when you see them in a movie and you don't think much, oh, they're kind of evil looking. But I'm like, oh, these are all just like fashion models.
Well, we should make more jokes. Well, I guess that's
I
kind
know.
of a joke.
We haven't been very funny this episode.
The rip, I fucking ordered Taco Bell, and there's another kind of rip going on in my room, farting.
Farts getting ripped.
Yeah.
Toots getting
And they
ripped.
smelled good.
I had some toxic gas in me left over.
They smelled like Crunchwrap Supreme. And you went, I need another one.
The night
It was just a
the night
cycle.
Love
before
the smell of my own farts.
I went to Mama Lou's dumpling house and really poisoned myself, and I was still releasing truly toxic gas, and I felt bad.
While
in
you watched The
theater.
Rip?
No, well, I watched 28 Years Later. Bone
Oh, you
Temple.
did? You were farting in the theater?
In the theater?
A little bit.
People were going, this movie, it's so violent, it smells so bad.
that movie, it should smell like fucking
It should
rotten
smell
corpses.
bad. Yeah, rotten
the
corpses.
4D.
And stuff.
They gotta
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. They gotta
4D
do
experience.
smell-o-vision.
So you guys think that in the final one they're finally going to cure all the zombies?
I don't know if it'll go that far, but honestly,
doesn't make
the end of this feels like there's a hopefulness to it. Like that
sure.
that Alex Garland is saying like maybe there's a way out of this that
How
we
the fuck
I
is
don't know.
Cillian Murphy even protected in his little shire? Like, so basically zombies can come at any moment?
No, but they clearly have like a they're up high, they can look and they can see shit. I don't know, dude. It doesn't fucking matter.
We'll see that in the next
Everybody in the world is all in their like separated little like nooks and like they're all isolated and spread out. It seems like all over England.
for Brexit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember in 28 Days Later, that's that cabin that they're in is where they're at the end of that one.
Yeah.
And we talked about this a little bit after we saw the movie, but like Naomi Harris isn't shown. And so it's like, is she dead? Are they going to bring her back? Did they just not get her back for that scene, but she'll be back?
I presume that she'd be back, yeah.
I don't think so. I feel like I don't know. I think that'd be weird if she wasn't there for the final scene of this, and then she would just showed up at the beginning.
They're gonna have like a tombstone.
It'll be a tombstone. Kind of
I hope
situation.
not.
And she
She
died
died.
of cancer and something.
Yes, cancer. Just like Spike's mom, and then
Yeah,
Spike, and then the
exactly.
kids will be able to.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
what I was
let's
Let's
telling
go
something
for
like
Shane.
her skull. Let's dig up her skull
Yeah.
in real time. And the 40 minutes of the movie is them digging. Then they get that mom's skull and they put it on the bone
I've always
temple.
wanted a movie to do.
That's
something
what I
like that.
hated about the first 28 years later is how fucking dumb and irresponsible Spike was. Like, yeah, let me lead my sick, dying mom. I know he
He's a
had no
little
other
boy.
choice. I know. And then at the end where he's seen how awful and dangerous this world is, he's like, I'm not going to stay
I'm gonna go
here.
to the next movie.
I'm gonna go fuck off and live on my own with me bow and arrow. Like, fuck you, Spike.
He saw his dad
Dumb
freaking
little
porking. He saw his dad porking and lying and stuff.
Well, our
That
friend,
shit makes you sick.
our friend Gabe made a good point, which is like after the events of this second movie, I feel like why would he not just go back to his town?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
After like living through all this shit, because it's like whatever. Yes, his dad having an affair is not worse than
trivial.
Yeah, it's trivial compared to this, but. I think the idea is that like he's like going on this like journey of manhood of like adult like becoming
Also,
a man.
My guy, you spent enough time with your cuckoo bananas mom. Can you blame him for not wanting to have sex with him? She's got the brain of an 8-year-old. For her to be like, yeah, I'll follow you out into the fucking zombie land. DDT, woo! She's fucking nuts. She's off the reservation. She's been gone.
So if you had
of course, Aaron Taylor, Joy Johnston, McBoyle, Danny McBride Boyle wants to plug someone else who's normal brain.
So if you had a wife,
it would be a form.
He could have done it differently.
It
If
would
you had
have
a
been
wife
form
and
of
she was-
mental abuse to still be
He
having.
could have done this.
if you
differently.
had a wife and
I
she was
agree.
dying from cancer, if you had a wife and she was dying from cancer, you would cheat on her?
No, because in the real world she'd be getting treatment and wouldn't have her brain turned.
But
to
what if it
mush.
was in zombie world where she
If it
couldn't
was
get
in
treatment?
zombie world?
You would
Yeah,
be.
dude.
I
You'd
don't
be
know,
so messed up
Steve.
in zombie world.
No, I wouldn't. I'd be messed up in zombie world.
Would you
I'd
guys
be
kill yourselves?
I wouldn't. I know he would.
No, I wouldn't. I don't have the courage to do that.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bleak way of saying it.
That's what, like-
I don't have it in me to do that.
I showed these movies to Maggie. I showed them the and she just like every second of watching the movie, she'd go, "I'd just kill myself."
Francis said they'd kill themselves too.
I was like, you don't want to just try to survive a little bit?
You know what I would
No.
do is I would immediately start taking high doses of testosterone and steroids. Start getting as buff as I possibly could.
Yep.
Get be making insane armored cars. Go to the gun factory.
Yeah.
I would just be getting rocket launchers.
Oh, dude.
I would
I
become like Rambo.
Yes, no, I agree.
fucking care.
I think it
That's
would
what I
be
try to
scary.
do.
It would be scary, obviously, but like I feel like I'd be able to. I'd probably go a little psycho and be like a crazy fucking zombie.
You'd
killer.
be making movies with them.
Yeah.
You'd have zombies tied up, recreating
That's
jaws.
cool. That's an idea. That's a good idea, dude. Yeah, that's cool.
Man, can you imagine?
Feeding them peanut butter so they, or I guess it would be blood.
Yeah.
Feeding them blood so they talk.
They probably like peanut butter.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
It's
Damn,
nutrients.
someone fart. They should have a guy like
Not
Steve
me.
feeding peanut butter in with his arm, making creepy ass movies.
So people could finally watch movies. That's a good. And they put a blanket up.
And
Well,
you put out an antenna. You make it so that all TVs can tune into it. People are like, "What the fuck?" They're trying to find help. They
People
see
on
your
another
they see
island?
your
He's
He's
weird-
like, "Welcome to Steve's channel."
You see a recreation of fucking ET is just a zombie with a hood on and a bike, and you going, "Let's go, ET."
That's funny.
It's all Spielberg films.
I like that. It's all Spielberg movies.
All right, what do we rate it?
$8.99.
$8.99?
I seriously, I was like, I don't know if it's because I'm so fucking close and it's so loud.
No, it was
It
great.
was so intense.
It was
I thought
great.
It was really excellent.
Obviously, you
movie.
give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna give it.
I don't care about the.
I'm
thumb.
gonna give it an 880 in a thumbs up.
Yeah, I give it a thumbs up, and I give it a 895.
$8.99.
895, 880. I think it's
just
great.
didn't-
I think this is weirdly be like, I mean, you kind of said, I think this has become like one of my favorite franchises ever. Like, it's kind of funny that it's become this like,
I can't wait for
Yeah.
the next one. And
I-
this is the second best one, I would say, right? Behind the first one, but
Yeah.
I still like, honestly, 28 Years a little bit more.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
For me, it goes 28 days, Bone Temple, 28 weeks, and then 28 years.
28 weeks you like more than 28
Dude,
years?
I
Dude,
really
I
like
think the general population really did not fuck with
The first one?
28
But then
years.
why are people even wanting to
They're
come
not.
to this one?
That's the thing. It's like people are like, I guess they signed on to do 3, but most people weren't into it. Apparently, I mean, that's
Crazy.
what I've been hearing.
Interesting, I guess.
and
I
people on-
really like that sequence where it's just nighttime and it's quiet and there's no music and they've got to make their way through the streets while there's snipers who've been instructed to pick everybody off.
Yeah.
There's just something. I just remember when I first watched that sequence, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome and intense."
It's more military response based,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
Which
it's
I
very-
remember.
yeah.
I remember like
No, that one has cool shit. I definitely don't hate it like other people do, but it's not nearly as good, and it kind of gets messier toward
getting
the
me
end.
excited to play Resident Evil 9.
And those fucking kids, man, they fuck it up. They just fuck everything up. Stupid little fucking kids,
Yeah,
just like the hippies. Just
Well,
stay home.
I feel we didn't talk enough about his acting. Who played
Jack O'Connell.
but that's okay.
He's
Everyone
fucking
knows
great.
he's
He's
phenomenal.
fucking awesome.
Everyone
He's
knows.
literally so
he
good
was
in it.
such a great psycho.
I didn't even
dude.
realize he was the guy from Sinners.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah, I
of
didn't
funny
either.
that he's
Yeah.
got these two roles, but
Well, totally different.
he's
hair.
great. We also didn't mention.
Accents too.
Go ahead.
didn't
Go
mention
ahead.
much.
No,
Just
the actress, the woman who plays. I should look up her name. God damn it.
Maybe.
The who plays Kelly, who plays
Maybe,
like the
yeah.
good. What?
The Good Finger.
I said maybe because
The
she
Good Finger?
reminds me of maybe from Arrested Development.
Yeah, she does.
The actress's name is Erin Kellyman.
Kelly, man.
And her name is
It's
Kelly.
Kelly in
That's
the
funny.
movie. That's funny.
She was fucking great, and she was so sick. I mean, they kind of give it away in the trailer, but her part where like the infected's running at her, and she's just like not giving a fuck until like the last minute where she just slices his throat. Is
Who the
great.
fuck taught them
I
how
didn't.
to fight?
I don't think I saw a trailer for this.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
might have. I just
Yeah,
I didn't care about the last one so much that I was like,
That's so funny.
it was hard for me to get out of the house.
That's funny.
I was like, I don't want to see this.
Who
Yeah.
taught them how to fight and grapple and stuff?
Your
Do
mama?
combat.
They
Your
learn
mama?
over the years,
No,
man.
my mom didn't do that.
They learn over the years. They
I
just get
guess.
tough. They get
Yeah,
tough.
I guess.
Yeah, and Danny Boyle had him flipping like
Doing
in Cabin
Power Ranger
Fever.
flips,
It
yeah,
was like
yeah,
the
yeah.
Cabin Fever ending.
Yeah.
Where they're just. Ever see Cabin Fever at the end of the movie? Or is that whatever? That little kid goes pancakes, and he does a fucking flip. And
I
he
don't
bites
remember
him.
that at all.
What are you talking about?
Pancakes! Pancakes!
No pancakes.
Pancakes!
No pancakes!
Dennis, I told you to stay on the swing! Dennis!
Whatever.
Well, folks,
He does a flip. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. And the end of the first one ended weird like that.
let us know what. Let us know.
All
what-
I'm trying to say is Danny Boyle's interpretation of them was different than this director.
Got it.
I thought they were going to be a little even more goofy, Clockwork Orange-y based off of Danny Boyle's version at the end.
Sure.
It's over. This episode's over.
I have to go take my friend to LAX.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye,
I have to go eat dinner. Isn't that crazy? I haven't eaten
I
dinner.
got to go play Silent Hill 2.
I gotta go play Claire Obscure or whatever. Claire Obscura.